The woman asked the man in confusion. She is not bad looking. Why doesn't she have a man's attention? After hearing this, John spat out a watermelon seed from his mouth and put it directly on the woman's nose. The woman was at a loss as to what to do. John said that although you are good looking, but there's just one mole on the tip of your nose. If you put it on, then your future is bound to be bright. From then on, every day the woman put on her makeup. She had to put a mole on her nose, and it wasn't long before the woman became famous. Eventually she married into a rich family. It turned out that John was an astrologer. He lived in the countryside. He sold brushes for a living. One day he was approached by a woman called Jean. She said she was a merchant who bought and sold cloth. She wanted to see her business fortune. John just gave her a quick glance. He knew she was lying. He told her who Jean was. This shocked Jean. From then on, John's face reading skills became so popular, even the magistrates had to ask him to look at the case. It was a murder case, but none of the three prisoners admitted to being the murderer. By looking at the faces of the three men, he knew the murderer was someone else. Then he came to the woman's husband. He recognized him as the murderer right away. It turned out that they were incompatible. A weasel and a chicken are the opposite of each other. The man finally broke his guard. Crying, he confessed to his crime. The case at the courthouse. The chancellor was directly alerted. The first time John saw the chancellor, he was impressed by his tiger-like appearance. He exuded the aura of a tiger. The chancellor was very impressed by John's talent, so he appointed him to select talents for the country by his face. One day, he overheard an official with phoenix eyes and a fish mouth. He saw the face of a corrupt official. The official next to him said, "You're wrong this time. This man was a famous incorruptible officer." When he checked, he was dumbfounded. This man was indeed a corrupt official. He had a lot of gold and silver hidden in his house, and so John's reputation grew. One night, a group of people came to see John for a face reading. John suddenly noticed the face of the last man. He had an extraordinary appearance. On closer inspection, he was frightened out of his wits.